Right, okay, so I'm going to start by melting 100 grams of dark chocolate, and you do that by breaking the chocolate up in small pieces, getting some boiled water in a saucepan, and just putting the chocolate in a bowl. So you just place it over. See, it's starting to melt, so I'm just going to stir it until the whole thing melts. So you don't want the chocolate to sit, otherwise that's how it will burn. So you just keep stirring it in. So you stir until there's no lumps on the chocolate. So once it's all melted, you just leave it on the side to cool. Be careful because the bowl might be hot. You're going to cream the butter with the sugar. So you need 125 grams of butter. This is dairy-free butter. 100 grams of sugar. I use 50 grams of light brown sugar, and I use 50 grams of caster sugar. So you put that in a bowl. So just beat it in, like, I find it easy using the back of the wooden spoon. So cream it until it's light and fluffy. Right, so once the butter and sugar have been creamed to a light and fluffy consistency, you want to add the cooled melted chocolate. And along with 1 tablespoon of almond essence. I just prefer the almond to the vanilla. Add that in. And then just stir it in. Right, so that's all your wet ingredients done, so just set that aside. And now you want 150 grams of plain sifted flour. Then you're going to add a teaspoon of salt, along with a teaspoon of baking powder, and then you're going to add 30 grams of cocoa powder. Just mix that in. So that's your dry ingredients done. So now you want to add the dry ingredients to the wet ingredients. I'm just going to fold that in. For a bit, you add 125 grams of raisins. Then you just mix it in, fold it in until it comes together completely. I see that's folded in nicely. Get your cookie sheet, and it is non-stick, but I always find best results. I still lightly grease it with butter, dairy-free butter. So you just want to grease that. Okay, now that we've greased the cookie sheet, we're going to transfer the cookie dough onto the sheet. So using a spoon, just take some of the cookie dough and just place it. You can slightly flatten it down. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. So now that the cookie's on the sheet, you want to bake them in your preheated oven at 170 degrees for 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, I left my cookies in the oven for 15 minutes. I'm going to leave them to cool in the cookie sheet for 5 minutes, and then I'm going to transfer them over to a wire rack. So once the cookies are out the oven, they will feel a bit soft, but once they cool down, they will become a lot firmer. So that has cooled for 30 minutes, and there you have it. Lavada's chocolate and raisin cookies.